Let's talk about this success. Okay. This society's success, how you used to live, right? In your 20s and 30s, how that blueprint, how that game, how that rat race is no longer fitting with you in midlife. Okay? Let's talk about that because you're watching this video because you're feeling like you might be having a bit of a midlife crisis here. You're waking up and you're realizing that, man, I can't keep up with, this rat race. I can't keep up with pretending to be someone I'm not or pretending to live in a way that really doesn't even matter to you. This actually, my love, is a good thing that you're bumping up against a wall and starting to come to terms and be honest with yourself that, okay, how I'm living my life, right? And, how you have lived it over the past, decade or two, your 20s and 30s. Now you're in midlife. You're like, I don't want to keep doing this shit. I don't want to keep performing. This is an absolute gift that this is happening to you right now at this time in your life because you've already lived half your life, right? So why not spend the next 40 years really living it authentically? You've been living the first half of your life for love, for approval, for belonging, right? For safety. But now take all these lessons and now really start living life authentically. Striving for goals that actually mean something to you. It doesn't have to be big goals either. And just really starting to live in alignment with your values. That's what I want to get into today. I really think simplifying your life can help you to free you up mentally. If you really start simplifying, then you'll now have the bandwidth and the mental bandwidth and mental capacity to really start getting clear on what you want this, next season, this next 40 years to look like, 10, 20, 30, 40 years to look like, right? When we simplify, we can think better. We can listen to our souls better. We can listen to our intuition better. We can listen to source better, God, universe, okay, spirits, nature, whatever it is for you, all right? We can hear better. We can hear better. We start to listen better. We stop busying and we just get more quiet and present and we can hear the guidance and the direction. So, step number 1, start simplifying. Start simplifying. How to really start living life with less stress, less busy. Can you downsize your house? Can you get out of this $5,000 mortgage and get into something that's maybe $2,000? Because that's a lot too, but that's just our market nowadays, which is insane. Can you get rid of this $1,500 lease and buy or finance for 5 years or 6 years a $300 Toyota Camry, right? Maybe even a hybrid. Can you stop spending so much money on expensive material things, clothes, massages, luxurious travel, dining out, drinking, right? Let's be honest, that stuff, there's a price tag attached to it. Where can you simplify there? And I'm saying this because this is hard. This is hard to do, but I really believe that this is the first step in just opening up bandwidth and capacity to get clearer on your next steps, but also to really start building, setting the stage and building the courage and the bravery to start living more authentically. You got to get rid of, I call it the clutter, legit clutter. You got to get rid of the luxurious living beyond your means, fancy life, performance, clutter. Ever since having my daughter 3.5 years ago, we've really simplified. So I can live, our family can live more in alignment with the life we really want and the values we really want. So a lot of things, like what I've done for our family is really, one, I quit drinking 9 months ago. That helped me to get clearer and listen to myself, source, and just really hear what, I couldn't hear before because things were too chaotic, right? Like too chaotic, buying things and doing things and being busy. You can't hear. You can't hear the guidance. You can't hear your soul. You can't hear your intuition. You can't hear your higher self. Okay? If there's too much clutter, too much noise, too much happening. All right? So when you start peeling away, subtracting from your life what's no longer working, subtract the clutter, the noise, the extras. When you shut out the social media in the news and all the noise and the fear mongering of all the stuff, you think better, right? You simplify. And you really start to focus on, okay, what really matters? How do I want to reinvent myself in my life, right? Having your self-worth be so attached to your income, to your material possessions, okay? Learn from that. Midlife, you don't have to continue the performance and the rat race and the hustle. You come into midlife, what can you downsize? What can you get rid of to give yourself more time freedom, but also mental and emotional capacity, bandwidth to right? So you can get rid of the chaos and the noise to really start getting clarity on, okay, how do I really want to live? What are really my values? What's important to you? Okay, what does a life on my terms really look like? And I think this is especially true for mothers, especially if you've been work, hustle, hustle, especially true if you're a new mom. You're like, okay, this has got to stop. I got to go through a reinvention of how we live, but also a reinvention of my identity, right? So these are some of the lessons that I've learned from my past to how I've changed my life, in my 30s, right? Because I started life coaching in my 30s because I had an awakening. I did my inner healing work. That's a whole nother thing. I didn't get into all the deep inner healing work, which I will in other videos. But then I also think about like when you become a mom later in life, you're like, oh shit. Okay. It's like a whole new reinvention, but it's a good one, right? Because you realize that, okay, I want to be the one to raise my kid. And what is that going to look like? And I will say this and then I'll wrap up. I'm not advocating moms get out of the workforce completely. I don't think so. Because I do think that you need an identity and a life and a purpose outside of your child, outside of motherhood. But where can you lighten your workload? Do a career downshift temporarily or just a shift. Maybe you start working for yourself, consulting something to really just start meeting your values in the life that you want to have now. That's what I've done. I went from working really hard, even in my coaching business, to where I'm like, okay, I'm working part-time because I don't want to be stressed to always have to do things at night when my daughter goes to bed. Like I just want to work 3 days a week, Monday through Wednesday, which is when I film these videos, by the way. And that's it. Do a couple other things, but then I'm, creating this great home life for my family. And I think that's okay to do. But I've also changed a lot of our lifestyle to where we have more time freedom together as a family. And we can we love to travel. We still do that. But we also get creative with our travels. We have family and friends all around the world too, all around the country in the US and all around the world. Was this helpful to you specifically today? Is this like you in midlife, you're kind of going through like, oh my God, something's not right. I don't really know what it is. I need some help here. That was the purpose of this video. Let me know if this spoke to you in any way. Please share below with me in the comments if you feel comfortable doing that, or give this video a thumbs up. Definitely subscribe if you want to keep hearing from me. And I'll wrap up. Okay. And if you want to check out some other midlife videos, because I've kind of been like on this midlife, theme here lately, you can check out, one of these. Because if you like this today, if I didn't scare you off, maybe check out this one or this one. I think it'll speak to you as well if you're in midlife. All right. I'll see you in another video again next week. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I didn't lose you and that this was encouraging. Let me know if it was. Okay. Bye for now.